Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone. Today we would like to study about recount text. So what are in this chapter? First, we will talk about recount text, the explanation, structure, and then grammar that will be used here, and then, for example, simple past tense, the connective, conjunctions, capitalization, and punctuation. I will not tell you about past tense anymore, because I have already talked about that in the last chapter. Okay, now we come to the recount text. So what is recount text? Recount text is a text that retells past events, usually in chronological order. And then second, the purpose of recount text is to describe what occurred and when. And then a historical recount informs its audience about historical events. Okay, if you want to talk about past events, maybe about your holiday or activity that you have already done in the past, so you can tell by using recount text, telling about experience, telling about holiday, telling about historical recount, for example, historical of hero, nation, or everything. Okay, so this is the function or the explanation about recount text. Now recount text, the social function is historical recount text is to establish a timeline for a historical event. Historical recount text consists of orientation, event, reorientation. Okay, so we will talk about historical, so many kind of recount text like I told you before, but we will study about historical recount. So three part of recount text. First, orientation, the structure. So what is orientation? Involves the background of the event or describes the people involved, setting, cause of event. Okay, so you will describe about people in your story, and then setting like place and time, and then cause of event, what happened in your story. Okay, next part or next paragraph we will talk about events. So what events? What is event? Event is records the events chronologically. Okay, so you will tell some events that happen in your story. For example, first event, the history of Borobudur. First, like some king met a queen, and then second event they have married, and then third event they blah blah blah, something like that. So you will tell the events specifically on chronologically, first, second, and etc. Next, reorientation includes the feelings and the thought of the writer about the event. So reorientation is like you give comment about the story or conclusion, or feeling about the story. Maybe you can say I like the story because blah blah blah, and something like that. Okay, so this is the structure. Okay, now we come to the grammar in action. So grammar will be used here is simple past tense. So the function, like I told you before, we use the simple past tense to talk about action or situations that happen in the past. And then the verb used in the simple past tense are regular verbs and irregular. Like I told you before, verb to. We call it verb to. There are two kind of verb to, regular and irregular. So regular verbs is you put ed in the end of the best words or best verb, the first for verb 1, wash, and then you put ed invent, you put ed, help, you put ed. So was invented and helped. Okay, and then irregular verb, we will not use ed, but they have their own roles. For example, now become new, go become when, give became gave. Okay, so this is become gave. Okay, next. So the patterns or the formula of simple past tense: subject plus verb to and object. So for negative statement, subject plus didn't plus verb 1 plus object. And then interrogative, did plus subject, verb 1 and object, and then question mark. I told you before about the formula, so we want to replay because we study about recontext. Okay, next. After simple past tense, we will use time connective. So time connective here can be used to show chronological order. One of the features of recontext is the use of words that show the order of events. Here are some of the words. Like I told you, you will tell about some events. So you will put time connective in the beginning of paragraph. For example, at first, when, at this point, at this moment, afterwards, next, now, lastly, before that, following that, then, soon after, at this time, after a while, and meanwhile. You can put your dictionary and then you can get the translation into Indonesian about the time connective. So this is the function of time connective to make your reader become understand about the chronological of your story. Next, conjunction. Yeah, your conjunction is you can use conjunction to link words, phrases, and clauses as in the following example. Okay, so conjunction in Indonesia tanda hubung. So you can combine words, phrases, and clauses. For example, I ate pizza and pasta. So the conjunction here is and. So combine between two nouns, pizza and pasta. Okay, and then for example, call the teacher when the students are ready for the test. So the conjunction here is when. Call the teacher to the students are ready for the test. And then conjunction help to show. If you want to show the time, use when. About cause, penyebab, because, as, although. If you want to put opposition, berlawanan, use but. Choice, pilihan, use and. Addition, tambahan, or. Effect or effect, use so. Jadi, so this is conjunction that will be used in recontext. Okay, next. Capitalization or huruf besar. Capital letters are used first at the beginning of a sentence. Kalian udah tahu ya, huruf besar itu di awal. Example, games can be tools for learning about computers. Games itu G-nya besar. For names, people, place, language, organization, terms, trade names. Jadi gak hanya di awal kalimat, tapi untuk names of people, place, languages, organizations, terms, trade names. Jadi nama dagang, organisasi, bahasa, tempat, dan nama orang harus huruf besar dalam teks. Next, capitalization. For example, people, Sally Wright, Jess Jackson. Jadi diawali huruf besar ya setiap suku katanya. And then organization, for example, institution, political, parties, firms ya. Jadi partai, nama politik partai, organisasi. Terus food and drug administration, nama-nama obat, nama-nama makanan. Terus Bank Amerika ya, nama bank. Title of individuals, misalnya gelar dokter ya, Dr. Henry Ramirez, Queen Elizabeth, monuments, bridges and buildings, nama-nama monumen, jembatan, Eiffel Tower, World Trade Center, terus ethnic group, national group, and language, Native Americans ya, orang Amerika asli, Mexicans, orang Meksiko, trade names, nama dagang, Chevrolet, Kleenex, Coca-Cola ya. So this is the function of capitalization. Next, also document, words and laws ya. Jadi nama dokumen, awards, penghargaan, peraturan ya. Ini juga masuk dalam capitalization. Geographical terms, planet and heavy bodies. Kita tahu lah ya waktu belajar bahasa Indonesia. Oke, next, punctuation. Menggunakan tanda baca. So comma together with the full stop in the most commonly used punctuation mark. Basically, it separates parts of the sentence. If you do not understand comma, please tell me. So this is the example. I think you have already know about comma. And then full stop atau titik, it is used to end a sentence, mengakhiri kalimat. The next sentence begins with a capital letter. Lalu setelah titik, huruf besar lagi. Next, apostrophe, tanda koma di atas. It is most frequently used to indicate genitive, possessive, singular, and plural. Nah, untuk biasanya mengindikasikan tentang kepunyaan, baik itu tunggal dan jamak. Soalnya the student's books, bukunya siswa. So the student's books, we use apostrophe. Di studentsnya karena jamak, bukunya juga jamak. Next, the last part, question mark. Ya, jadi selain tadi titik koma dan tanda kutip, it is used after a direct question mark. Jadi udah tahu ya gunanya untuk bertanya what time is it, use question mark atau tanda tanya di belakang. Quotation mark, the enclose the actual words of direct speech. Ini untuk menutup kalimat langsung dan tidak langsung, tapi ini untuk kalimat langsung pada what time is it, jam berapa sekarang, atau ya. Dan question marks, they enclose the actual words of direct speech. Tadi Miss bilang bahwa ini untuk kalimat langsung pada sebuah teks. Ada percakapan, he said, why did you do that? Ngapa kamu melakukan itu? Biasanya kan kalian ketemu tuh kalau percakapan langsung antara pemerannya ya. So kita letakkan question mark atau tanda kutip 2. Next, exclamation mark atau tanda seru. It is not often used. It is usually used after exclamation and sometimes a letter after short comments. Biasanya nggak terlalu digunakan, tapi tergantung kalau misalnya ada perintah exclamation atau kadang-kadang ada short comments, perintah ya. Oh dear, get out. Nah, ini digunakan. Okay, I think that's all for recount text, and you can see the example of recount text in your book. Yeah, recount text. If you have any question, you can text me. Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.